Okay, let's start with adhere to something, to continue to obey a rule or have a belief. For example, she adhered to her principles throughout her life. Very noble. Next, be better than nothing means better than nothing. Next is an idiom. Be better. Oh, okay, let's have an example for the previous one. The bed was hard, but it was better than nothing. So it means it's better than not having a bed. So next one is an idiom. Be that better than sex. Informal. To be extremely enjoyable or exciting. For example, for me, nothing compares with the thrill of surfing. It's better than sex. Ooh. Next, better late than never. Saying, said when you think that it is better for someone or something to be late than never to arrive or to happen. Next, better luck next time. Said to tell someone that you hope they will succeed when they try again. For example, I'm sorry to hear that you failed your driving test. Better luck next time, huh? Next, better safe than sorry. Saying, said when you think it is best not to take risks, even when it seems boring or difficult to be careful. Next, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. UK saying that when you think it is wiser to deal with someone familiar, although you do not like them, than to deal with someone whom you do not know, who might be worse. Next, go one better, to do something which is more advanced or more generous than something else. For example, I gave her a card, but my brother went one better and bought her a present. Next, be better than a something. If you say that someone is no better than a person who is unpleasant or unkind, you mean that they have behaved in a similar way to this type of person. For example, people who don't pay their bus fares are no better than common criminals. Next, better still. Also, even better, used to say that a particular choice would be more satisfactory. For example, why don't you give her a call, or better still, go and see her? Next, a whole bunch of means a number of things of the same type of fastened together. For example, the organization will give us a whole bunch of problems. Means a lot of problems, by the way. Next, the best/pick of the bunch. The best person or thing from a group of similar person or things. Next, bunch something up /together. To move close together to form a tight group. For example, the monkeys bunched together in their cage. Next, bunch something up. If material bunches up, or if someone bunches it up, it moves into tight folds. For example, your shirts all bunched up at the back. Next, contend for something. Just try to compete for something. For example, it means to compete in order to win something. For example, there are 3 world-class tennis players contending for this title. Next, contend against somebody means to compete with somebody, against somebody in order to win something. For example, he is contending against someone with twice his experience. Next, contend that. Formal, to state that something is true or is a fact. For example, the lawyer contended that her client had never been near the scene of the crime. By the way, that can be deleted, ignored. Next, contend with something. To have to deal with a difficult or unpleasant situation. For example, at the age of 9, he had the deaths of both parents to contend with. Next, intellectual property. Legal term means somebody's idea, invention, creation, etc., which can be protected by law from being copied by someone else. Next, intelligent design is an uncountable noun, abbreviation ID. The idea that the world is so complicated that it cannot have developed by chance and must have been made by a god or some other intelligent being. Really? Next, lavish something on somebody or something. To give somebody a lot or too much of something, such as money, present, or attention. For example, she lavishes money on her grandchildren. Next, be shrouded in mist means covered by mist. For example, the mountain village seemed to be permanently shrouded in mist. Next is an idiom. The mists of time, used to show that something happened a very long time ago and is difficult to remember clearly. For example, the precise details of what happened have been lost in mist of time. Next, miss something over/up, meaning UK. First meaning, if something that you can see through mist over/up, it becomes covered with a thin layer of liquid so that it is more difficult to see through. For example, open the window when you have a shower to stop the mirror misting over. Also, if your eyes mist over/up, they fill with tears. Next, standing ovation means the crowd stands up while they clap to show respect. For example, she was given a standing ovation at the end of her speech. Next, peel away/off. When separate vehicles, people, or animal peel away/off, they leave the group or structure they were part of and move away in a different direction. For example, one motorbike peeled away from the formation and circled around behind the rest. Next, take precedence over means to regard the condition of being dealt with before other things, or of being considered more important than other things. For example, business people often think that fluency and communication take precedence over grammar and speaking. Next, the order of precedence means the order of importance given to people in particular societies, groups, or organizations. For example, the order of precedence for titled nobility in Britain is Duke, Marquess, Earl, viscount, borrow. What are they? Next, break with predent means to break the way that something has been done in the past, which therefore shows that it is the correct way. For example, would it be breaking with present for the bride to make a speech? Next, establish/set a precedent means to establish a decision about a particular law case, which makes it likely that other similar cases will be decided in the same way. For example, the judgment on pension rights has established a precedent. Next is an idiom. Be easy prey should be easy to deceive or be taken advantage of. For example, homeless young people are easy prey for drug dealers and pimps. Next, be fall prey to something. To be hurt or deceived by someone on something bad. For example, small children are prey to all sorts of fears. Next, prey on something. If an animal preys on another animal, it catches and eats it. For example, the spider preys on small flies and other insects. Next is an idiom. Prey on your mind. For example, if a problem preys on your mind, you think about it and worry about it a lot. For example, I lost my temper with her the other day, and it has been preying on my mind ever since. Next, prey on somebody. To hurt or deceive a group of people, especially people who are weak or can easily be hurt or deceived. For example, he would attack at night, preying on lone women in their 20s or 30s. Next is an idiom. No, next is not an idiom. Solidary with means to have agreement between and support for the members of a group. For example, the lecturers joined the protest march to show solidarity with their students.